What if something buried in ice for thousands of years suddenly came back to light, perfectly preserved? That's exactly what happened when researchers uncovered an ancient mystery hidden in one of the coldest corners of Earth. Whether it's a frozen body, a lost manuscript, or a forgotten creature, ice is nature's most powerful time capsule. And every so often, it melts just enough to reveal a glimpse of a world long gone. In this video, we're unpacking one of the most fascinating ancient discoveries ever thought. It's real, it's strange, and it's rewriting history. It started like any other research expedition in Siberia, but as the team examined melting permafrost, they stumbled on something incredible: a perfectly preserved ancient human body, complete with clothing, tools, and even partially intact skin. Carbon dating later revealed it was over 3,000 years old, belonging to a culture no one had ever documented before. Everything was still there, because the ice had acted like a freezer, sealing the body from decay. The discovery wasn't just about one person, it was a glimpse into an entire forgotten people. Suddenly, history had a new chapter carved straight out of the ice. Ice doesn't just slow time, it freezes it. When something gets buried in glacial layers or permafrost, microbes can't break it down. No oxygen, no heat, no movement. That's why researchers often find not just bones, but skin, hair, clothing, and even undigested food in preserved bodies. It's not like digging up a skeleton. It's like stepping into a scene frozen mid-action. These frozen finds offer sharper insights than any ancient manuscript. You're not just studying history, you're meeting it face to face, just as it was. In 1991, hikers in the Alps found what they thought was a recent corpse, but it turned out to be Udzai the Iceman, a 300-year-old mummy with clothing, tools, and even tattoos. He'd been frozen into a glacier, an accidental burial that preserved everything. Scientists found he'd been murdered with an arrow, had signs of arthritis, and carried a copper axe, revealing early metallurgy in Europe. His stomach contained ancient grains and goat meat. Udzai wasn't just a corpse, he was a snapshot of prehistoric life, and his frozen body became one of archaeology's most famous case studies. As global temperatures rise, ancient ice is retreating. That's revealing thousands of preserved artifacts, but also presenting huge risks. Permafrost is like a giant freezer, but as it thaws, the bacteria and organic matter inside can decompose rapidly or even release ancient pathogens. In Siberia, anthrax outbreaks have been linked to thawed animal carcasses. On one hand, the melting exposes invaluable history. On the other, it releases things we're not ready for. It's a race against time. Extract and study what we can before nature, or decay, wipes it out forever. Beyond humans, the ice has preserved entire prehistoric animals. From woolly mammoths in Siberia to saber-toothed cats and steppe bison, these creatures have been unearthed with muscles, fur, and internal organs intact. One baby mammoth, Lyuba, was so well preserved her eyelashes and milk-filled stomach were still there. Scientists used DNA from such specimens to study Ice Age ecology and are even exploring de-extinction possibilities. These creatures aren't just ancient, they're almost alive, offering clues into Earth's cold past and possibly its future. In Norway and the Alps, melting ice has revealed ancient tools once dropped and forgotten by travelers and hunters. Spears, skis, snowshoes, bows, and even woven garments have been recovered, many thousands of years old. One find, a Bronze Age shoe, still had the leather mostly intact. These aren't ceremonial artifacts, they're real gear, abandoned in action. They tell us how people moved through mountains, survived winters, and adapted to changing climates. It's history at its most personal, left behind by real hands, rediscovered centuries later. It's not just bodies and artifacts locked in ice. Ancient microbes and viruses are frozen too. In recent years, scientists have drilled deep into Arctic and Antarctic ice cores and found organisms that haven't moved in tens of thousands of years. Some viruses have been revived in labs, still infectious after millennia. While this opens doors for evolutionary biology, it also raises major concerns. If pathogens that predate humanity are suddenly reactivated, we may face diseases our immune systems have never seen before. Ice holds knowledge, but sometimes that knowledge bites back. In the Andes and Himalayas, entire religious and cultural sites have emerged as glaciers retreat. In Peru, archaeologists found Incan ritual objects, figurines, offerings, even human sacrifices, left in ice as part of sacred mountain worship. These items were once buried intentionally and have now reappeared, still arranged as they were placed centuries ago. They give insight into spiritual traditions and ancient beliefs tied to glaciers and nature. The retreat of ice reveals not just physical remains, but emotional and cultural worlds once believed lost forever. Melting glaciers in Central Asia and Europe have revealed traces of ancient trade routes once buried under ice. Horseshoes, saddles, food containers, and even written messages have been recovered from passes that haven't been used in over 1,000 years. These finds tell us how traders navigated treacherous terrain and how cultures connected across distances. In some places, the discovery of objects like Buddhist statues or Roman coins proves that commerce reached farther than previously imagined. The ice is revealing highways of history, networks that once tied the ancient world together. In Alaska, Greenland, and Siberia, archaeologists have found frozen grave sites in areas where human settlement wasn't thought possible due to climate. But carbon dating and forensic analysis show people lived and died there over 1,000 years ago. Some remains even show advanced burial techniques, including tools made of ivory and clothing made from animal hide sewn with sinew. These discoveries challenge long-held assumptions about where ancient humans could survive. The ice didn't just preserve bodies, it preserved surprises about resilience and adaptation. High in the Andes, archaeologists have discovered mummified children, victims of Incan sacrificial rituals. Preserved by the freezing temperatures, their skin, hair, and even blood are still intact. These children weren't buried, they were placed intentionally, part of a ritual to appease the gods. Autopsies reveal high-altitude stress, coca leaves in their systems, and signs they were honored, not harmed. It's one of the few ancient practices we can study exactly as it happened, without decay. The ice turned tragedy into testimony, one that reveals both the beauty and brutality of ancient belief systems. Greenland's ice has locked away more than snow. It holds data on climate, volcanoes, and human activity. Ice cores show layers of ash, pollen, even lead pollution from Roman-era mining. Scientists use this data to track global events across thousands of years. For instance, they can pinpoint when humans began metal smelting or when massive volcanic eruptions cooled the planet. These aren't stories told in books, they're chemical footprints frozen in time. The ice doesn't just store artifacts, it's an archive of Earth's memory, layer by layer. One of history's greatest mysteries was the disappearance of a Persian army of 50,000 soldiers around 525 BCE. They vanished in the Egyptian desert, until recently, when strong evidence suggested they may have perished in a freak sand and ice storm. Archaeologists found bronze weapons, bone fragments, and burial pits in a frozen valley. If confirmed, this find would close a 500-year-old cold case and show how ice and desert together can hide and reveal massive historical events. In some rare cases, explorers and mountaineers from the 1800s and early 1900s were trapped by glaciers. Now, as those glaciers retreat, their letters, gear, and even bodies have been found. In one case, a lost mountaineer's journal was recovered, its pages still legible. These aren't ancient remains, but they offer a personal, haunting glimpse into the dangers of exploration. Ice can hold stories for 100 years or 100 centuries. When it finally lets go, the voices of the past speak loud and clear. Despite the discoveries, we've only scratched the surface. There are countless glaciers and frozen layers that have never been touched. Beneath them may lie ancient cities, unknown species, or even entire cultures we've never heard of. The melting ice is opening the door, but time is short. Every summer melt risks destroying evidence that's waited tens of thousands of years. If we want to know our past, we have to act fast, because when the ice melts, so does history. And once it's gone, we don't get another shot. And there you have it, an ancient mystery, locked in ice for thousands of years, finally revealed by time and temperature. From lost people to extinct beasts, sacred objects to viral secrets, the ice has shown us that history doesn't disappear, it just waits. If this story froze you in fascination, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Interestingly Quick for more mind-blowing discoveries that history almost forgot. Until next time, stay curious, keep digging through the cold.